Hi everybody, I'm Sam, better known as kill.the.lights. It is 1:17 a.m. on December the 30th of 2023, and I am filming my year-end wrap-up that is posting on the 31st. Look, before you get on me about poor time management, I did try to film this and I didn't like it, so I started again, so we're starting again. I am filming each of these segments out of order, so I apologize if there's any funkiness, but we're doing, because, the year's kind of been not great for me, we are doing my favorites for the year. Now, my favorites are only going to be things that were new or new to me. We're going to go with the traditional makeup, gaming, and general geekery organization. So check the chapters below if, for example, you're not interested in makeup or you're not interested in gaming. And geekery is just my miscellaneous section, so you're out of luck there. So for makeup, we're actually going to start with skincare because, you need to, take care of your skin so that you have to do less work with the makeup. Anyway, beside the point. So, my grandmother, she was a very big Clinique fan, and some people don't like Clinique, and that's valid. My grandmother had bought me this Clinique exfoliating toner that took 6 months to run out. I am not kidding, 6 months. And then when I was looking at the price to rebuy it, I was like, 1 second. 26 divided by 6 months. That's $4 a month! Granted, the formula she bought didn't really work for my skin because for some reason everybody in my family was convinced that I had oily skin just because I had acne, which I don't have oily skin. I have very, very dry skin. So, this Clinique Clarifying Lotion Twice a Day Exfoliator 1 works really well for my skin. I am not recommending you buy this. I am just saying this was my favorite new addition to my skincare routine. Always check with a doctor if possible before you start anything new on your face, and definitely patch chest first because, you could really mess up your skin. Another thing is that I have really bad scarring on my back. Most of the time, most people can't see it because they're white scars against my already pale as shit skin, but it bothers me. Furthermore, I have a lot of, my dermatologist swore up and down I had eczema, which technically I guess I do from long-term chemical burns from my OCD. OCD is not cute and quirky. OCD gave me chemical burns, and I'm still dealing with it. The chemical burns healed when I was 13. Anyway, so this has been what I've been using for that. This is the CeraVe salicylic acid. Am I pronouncing that right? I never know if I am. Lotion for rough and bumpy skin. It also, surprisingly enough, helps a little bit with my acne, which is quite nice. Once again, I'm not recommending any of these products. I'm recommending that you go talk to a doctor to get something that works for your specific skin type, because my skin is very finicky and weird. Seriously, when I say my skin is finicky and weird, my dermatologist is actually at a loss as to what to do for my skin. So, that's a fun thing to happen. Also, with me working and stuff, my hands, dry, because I don't retain moisture at all. So I decided to add in an Extreme Relief hand cream in the Walmart brand. This is supposed to be a dupe for the O'Keeffe's Working Hands hand cream. And to be honest, I love this stuff. It's really, really good. And it's the generic, so it's cheaper. I win. Beside the point, our actual makeup session is going to be really, really short, which is why we did this, because I only have a couple products that were actually new. I tend to have only a couple products in my kit that I just rebuy because I like them, and this, I went a little out of my comfort zone here, and I got some stuff that was cool. So remember how I said our makeup session is going to be really short? Yeah, I only have 2 items. So I've been wanting to try a powder, foundation for a while, just because it's nice to mix it up sometimes. And the L'Oreal Paris Infallible was trending And I was like, you know what? I might as well try it. I might try it. And actually, even though this looks a lot darker in the pan, it is literally an exact match to my skin. I am not kidding. I literally swiped my finger on it, rubbed it on my neck, went out to see my mother, and said, "Do you see the makeup on my neck?" And she says, "No." It's perfect. But admittedly, there are some problems with it. Mostly the applicator that they put in it is a sponge, which I disagree with. You use a powder puff, and you don't need to use those triangle ones. Just get a circular one. They're cheaper. You can get a 6-pack for like $2. It's fine. Definitely would not trust it to last 24 hours, but it works pretty damn good. I'm happy with it. Okay. So let me tell you, I ranted about this palette for like a solid 5 minutes, and I decided to just spare you. This is the Gamer Glam Cosmetics Level 1 Space Legend Makeup Palette. It is honestly phenomenal. It has a series of blues, some shimmers, shimmery white, shimmery blue, shimmery pink, and then some purples here. This blue is also shimmery, which I love, and it's got a color eraser. It also has a nice little inspiring message around the mirror. I used it for the first time for my birthday stream back on December 8th, if you want to see it in action. Honestly, I eyed this palette for like 2 years and kind of dragged my feet on actually buying it because it's like I don't wear bright eye colors often, but maybe if I had a nice palette, I would do it. I'm doing it because this is the nicest palette I have ever seen in my life. Every single color is so pigmented. There's no fallout. It is just, ooh, magic. I love it. And Gamer Glam Cosmetics is a small business, so go and support small businesses. I'll actually link them below because it's good. If you need a bright eyeshadow palette, get this one. It doesn't have to be this specific palette, but it does have to be this specific brand because there's no point in futzing around with like the NYX Ultimate Brights cosmetics. You can use that for special effects. That's what I'm doing. I threw out all my other colorful eyeshadow palettes because this one replaces all of them. And that's that on that. So games. What was my top full-length game of the year? You might be surprised to know that it wasn't Resident Evil 4 Remake. It was actually the original Resident Evil 2. Because I played that, I'm a little obsessed. And Capcom, please give us a Classics collection because, look, the Remake is its own thing. The Classic, though, ooh. If you had told me that I would have gone from being like, Leon in the Remake is kind of generic to he's an asshole and I love him, I wouldn't have believed you, but you know. Now for my favorite release this year, it would have to be the Resident Evil Separate Ways DLC. I know it's weird to list that as like my favorite new release, but it really was. Even though Resident Evil 4 Remake is great, it feels very much parallel to the original Resident Evil 4, as in it's not really an improvement, they're just kind of the same but different. Whereas the Separate Ways DLC compared to the original Separate Ways DLC feels like step. It's so much better, it brings so much more to the Resident Evil universe, and I just love it so much. Now, because Steam gave me my wrap up, my top 5 most played Steam games were Dead by Daylight, Resident Evil 4. Oh my god, my cat scared the shit out of me. Hello, dear. Okay. So I said Dead by Daylight, unfortunately. Resident Evil 4 Remake, Retro Arch, which is, I mean, I don't have original PlayStation. I do have a PlayStation 2 that I could have played on, but, unfortunately, the controllers don't work great, so I opted to play Resident Evil 2 on RetroArch. That's probably why it's in my top 5. Then, the Master Chief Collection, because, obviously, and because I'm completely unoriginal, Resident Evil 4, but the 2005 classic one. I'm very original. For movies, we actually have visual aids, which is wonderful because I've started collecting DVDs again, and I realized that I should never collect anything because I get a little obsessed with it. So, my favorite new franchise, and by new I mean I experienced it for the first time this year, is the Saw movies. Like, I did not expect to love these as much as I did, considering their reputation for gratuitous gore. And don't get me wrong, the later ones, gratuitous gore, they become less and less enjoyable as they go on for me. But particularly Saw 2 is my favorite, and it's not just because I'm a little obsessed with Amanda Young. It's because I'm a little obsessed with Amanda Young. I have 4 cosplays for her. I have the pig head back there. I have a problem. Anyway! I also got my first foreign language films this year, and that was the Rec Is it a quadrilogy? I don't know. Ignore me. But Angela Vidal has my whole heart. I love her. She's a badass queen. But also, you might be interested to know that this is actually the first found footage film that I've ever watched. And to be honest, it did get a little in my head sometimes because the shaky cams do not do well with my head. That's why I don't play first-person games. But I enjoyed the movie enough that that didn't really detract for me. And before you guys get on me bringing up my I have feelings about zombies video, okay. Look, zombies aren't scary, okay? They're not. That's why I play Resident Evil, because it's like the most mild horror I've ever experienced in my life. It's kind of just, ugh. This, though, is the cool kind of zombies. I'm always down for demonic possession zombies. I'm always down for that. We also have to talk about movies that I saw in theaters, because wherever possible, please support your local theaters. But really, I only saw a handful of movies this year. I tend to be really selective as to what movies I go and see. And 3 of them are like tied for my top movie. Honestly, if I had to name my top movie that I went to see in theaters for 2023 out of my top 3, it would have to be Saw 10. Just because Saw 10 happened to have that very profound underlying narrative with Amanda being unable to accept John's inevitable death, and my dad dying the same month that I saw it. And that sounds really depressing, and I hate that. I did not watch many TV shows this year because I finally got rid of my Netflix subscription. And besides, most of the time I just rewatch what I've already watched before, so. Now, for my miscellaneous section, I think I would be remiss if I did not mention my horror bookshelf. Now, on my horror bookshelf, there's a lot of things. There is, for example, my beautiful collection of horror movies up here. There's my Amanda Young shrine. It's not on purpose, I promise. And then there is my Undefined, which really just has 2 candles on it that I love dearly. Both of the candles are limited edition Halloween candles that are no longer sold, so you're out of luck there. But they both smell, the purple one smells like candy, and I actually bought a bigger size of the red one because I liked it so much, and it's now sitting in my bathroom. I love it. We also have these tea lights that change colors, and the lights in the background that change colors. The lights in the background, 16 feet for like $6. I got them at Walmart. A portion of the profit is actually donated to charity, which I love. It's great. Also, I hate to be that person. I really do. But my favorite merch designs that I made, I'm sorry I'm bragging, would probably be the Cats Files merch, which literally I keep this at my desk because I love it so much, and every time I look at it, it makes me so happy and proud of myself. But you can't buy this one, and I kind of feel bad about that. So let me show you one that I am super, super proud of, but that I actually haven't talked about yet. It is this, the Ballistics, and I actually have it hiked up higher so you can see it. But yes, this is absolutely a reference to the original Resident Evil 4, and all of the designs say the Ballistics right across your chest. I think it's very funny, and I love it so much. So, you know, this is my other favorite. Did you know that I actually hand drew each one of these letters, and each one of the letters also has weathering on it so that it better resembles the Resident Evil 4 font? Did you know that? I hand drew every single letter of this font. It was torture. I hated it. I should have just made a font like I did for the Cats Files, like I did for my Haunting Ground sticker, but I didn't, and it doesn't matter because it's here and I love it. And I haven't worn it yet, but I am. I'm gonna wear it. You'll see it eventually. You'll see it eventually. So those are my favorite merch designs. I'm sorry. I know it sounds like I'm, like, advertising. I'm not advertising, I promise. I'm just really proud of it. But we're in the wig section, okay? That's a deal in and of itself. So honestly, this one is my favorite DIY wig. I wore this for one of my Dead by Daylight streams, I think. This was actually a bright red mullet with the most insane teasing all up in the scalp. It was a look. I ended up cutting it into a boy cut, and this was actually the first time I had dyed a synthetic wig. I dunked it in a bath of black dye in order to get a dark brown color. The reason being is that, and I told my mom this and she was very confused, black dye has a purple base. So if you take diluted black dye and put a red wig in it, you're going to get a neutral brown color. And my mother is horrified by that. Are you horrified by that? Regardless, I love this wig so much. I am going to be using it for multiple cosplays too, so I'm so happy that I have it. It's so cute. I love it. I love it dearly. Now, lucky for you all, I have just washed some of the new wigs that came in, and I do quite like all of them. I literally cannot decide on a favorite, but I do have one right here if my wig cap will come on. I've gotten a couple wigs for free or low cost. Among those are also lace front wigs. Now this is a 4x4 lace front. 4x4 lace fronts are pretty fixed, all things considered. You really can't move the part all that much like you can a full lace wig or even a full lace front wig. For example, if I pull it back, it's pretty, but you have this. But the fabulous part here is this wig is human hair. It's actually still a little bit wet from washing it, but that's beside the point. And I don't know. I still don't know how I feel about having human hair on my head, but it is such a different experience. This one's quite thin. I have shorter ones that are much thicker, but I think this one actually is very nice for the price that I got it for. You can see my little kitty cat right back there. Hi. I thought I'd feel weirder about having somebody else's hair on my head, but I really am surprised that I don't. Maybe it's because I've donated my hair many times before. Believe it or not, my hair used to be 18 inches long, and I donated all 18 inches. I donated my hair about 3 or 4 times before I just decided to start keeping it short, and now I keep it short. I want it long sometimes. and now I can have long hair quite convincingly. And last but not least, I want to share my 2 favorite hoodies from this year because well, you probably know, but I'm a jacket maniac. I have way too many jackets. So there is this hoodie that I actually wore for my birthday stream. This is my fishnet hoodie. It's actually athletic wear, but it's so breezy and nice, and I like it a lot. And the other one, if we're going to go the complete opposite side of the spectrum, is this tunic hoodie. I love this tunic hoodie so much. I literally was just out shopping trying to waste time. I wasn't even intending to buy anything. This was the only thing I bought because I saw it and I fell in love and it was on sale. I actually want to go back to get more, but I don't think I can. Hello, my sweet dear. And also, my favorite things that I got for my cat this year. I got her a bed that she doesn't care about and that she hates, and some catnip toys that she literally tried to take out of her own stocking. Yes, I'm talking about you. She's batting at me. So yeah, whether you had a great year or a terrible one, I hope that at the very least you can look back on the beautiful, wonderful things that this year has brought you. The fact is some years just suck, and all you can do is try to keep your head above water and make it through. And congratulations, you made it through. Who knows what next year is going to bring, but at least you're still here. And I'm happy you are. Wait, did I forget to mention my Mario Kart obsession? I was addicted to Mario Kart on the Nintendo DS, and I got my mom a Switch for Christmas that had Mario Kart just on it. It came with the console, and it was not a good choice. Anyway, with all that being said and done, I'm so happy that you're here. I hope that 2024 is kind to you all. I certainly hope it's kind to me. And I'm just happy that you made it through. I hope you all have a wonderful day, a wonderful new year, and I'll see you again soon.